Hello.
Hello,
Hi
hello, hello,
guys.
hello. Saili, Jacob, Rahul,
Hi
Angela.
everyone.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Guys, how are you doing? Today is holiday in Germany. Yay!
Yes, it is.
Also, if you like to or you don't feel comfortable talking on audio, you can just say, hey, on the comments, like where you are joining from. Are you guys joining from Berlin, Hamburg, or somewhere really, really far from the big cities in Germany? Berlin, Berlin. Oh, nice. Okay. I think so many people are gonna be from Berlin. Ah, Carolina, hi, hello.
Wow, hi.
Hi, Jacob. Hi, Valentina. Hi, Saili. Hello, everyone,
Hi.
guys. Hi, Sandy. Hello, we are so nice to talk to you, to have you today, actually. I know we have been talking with some of you. You most probably, all of you know Anna from LinkedIn, and today we are really excited that we have the opportunity to just talk with everyone together. And yes, okay, we will be waiting for 5 minutes. So if you want to grab a coffee, grab some water, you are free to do so. How's the yes, and if you want to just maybe introduce yourself a bit on the chat, you can even put your LinkedIn to connect with everyone here. Feel free to do so. And of course, we will be talking about the number one reason why you're not getting a job in Germany in 2025. And basically, this is the title for today's session because we just wanted to really touch on the points that are
And
most
playing small,
important.
small. I have zero interest at the normal market price.
I'm muting people, sorry.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, so we are touching the most important things that you need to understand about the German job market. Guys, who is new to the German job market? Let us know in the comments. There are still people joining, so we all want to know. I mean, I want to know how new are you to the job market in Germany? Did you plan on going to Germany? Are you already located there? So what is your current situation right now? You can leave it, just leave a comment in the chat if you like to do so, answer with us. Okay, 3 minutes and then we start.
Yes, I'm still admitting people. We are going to be a lot of us. I think, guys, we are all free, and that's why it's a lot of us, right? Is this your Friday plan? I'm proud of you if this is your Friday plan.
You are quite committed people.
Exactly.
I'm completely new on German market. It's very difficult, but step by step. My couple is living in Frankfurt, so I have home there, but not a job. So working on it. Okay. Ah, okay, Carolina. Yeah, I get that. Okay, it's totally fine. There is still from you for your profile, there are a lot of opportunities there for sure. And Frankfurt is beautiful. You would really like it there. I'm planning on a switch for my second job in Germany. Oh, nice. What are you working? Oh, what? Okay. I'm in my fourth semester of my master's in Cologne. Oh, really nice city. We have some of our mentees are from Cologne. Is such a diverse city. Have been looking for internships for a while now. Okay, all right. Then I'm sure you will get a lot of insight on what's happening in the marketing here. Okay, David, you're already located in Berlin. That's great. done some jobs like customer service in Spanish, unemployed boy for 2 years trying to change careers. What do you want to change? Do you want to get into sales? Have done several courses, but still not landing the job. Okay, all right. I'm curious, honestly, to see how that progress. Welcome, by the way. Rizab, hi. I'm Rizab from Berlin. There are so many people from Berlin, guys. This is really nice. I'm students. Okay. All right. Nice. Okay, guys. So it's already 7 and it's already time to start. I think, Anna, are you still letting people in?
Yes, I am, but I think we should start, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Then let's just start and we'll just go ahead. Can you see my screen? Can you all see my screen? Can you hear me well? Yes, perfect. Okay. All right. Now let's just get started. I will just introduce a bit so you also know who you're gonna meet today. I think most of you know Anna. So we are the team behind it. And right now we are here so that we help as many people as possible, internationals in specific, get a job in Germany in 2025, usually just based on most of our mentees in 3 months. And we've been helping, and we already helped more than 150 internationals from sales, marketing, data analysis, finance, everything in there, to get and land a job as an international without the German, without any more certifications their way, and without any referrals. So let's get into it. Before we go into today's session, we just wanted to give a bit of an introduction. So basically, we are Jobstis. We are a team of 3 sisters, and we all started in Germany about 5 years, almost 5 years already. And when we came, we had no understanding how the job market worked. So we were pretty lost. We ended up in really low paid just jobs, as I think many of you can relate. And we were really burned out. We were working crazy hours without getting really any money. And we were like, okay, there must be another way to go about this. Now, after we built a career in Germany, all based in our English and our language, limited language skills, then after just building myself a career in sales and having meetup groups of 350 plus marketeers, and got invited to conferences with my twin sister. Olga got into software engineering as a career changer. She started doing podcasts, and Anna here, I think you know, all of you guys know Anna. She started in sales. She built her career in sales as a sales manager. Then she started helping others, and that's why we are here. And we want the same for other people. And this is internationals who don't have the German. Now, this happened, you can see it. So from 2020 to 2023, it took us quite a while for us to build everything, and we want you guys to be faster. And so that's why we are here. Now, we built this to help just as many internationals as we could. We have been helping just using the same framework that helped us get our own jobs. So we put everything together to help more than 150 already internationals. And most of our mentees, most of our students got 50K as the average salary here around Germany, and all in our average time of 90 days. And that's the expectations that we work with. So if you follow what we will teach you, then you should expect this. Okay, you should expect these same results. Now, most of our students have worked for big companies like JP Morgan, Siemens, eBay, Ninja One, Tesla, Brita. I think most of you guys know these companies. And these are the companies that I also open to internationals. We just want you to get the best out in the market. So Germany is still the biggest market in Europe and is one of the strongest. And we want you to just get advantage of it. So Anna will be the one explaining everything. Now, this is just some results. And you can see here that most of these people, they started in the same position as you guys. They didn't have any German. They also were in the job search for quite some time. We have had people that were in the job search for up to 2 years without getting anything their way. And we had, for example, Deepa, who you can see here, and she got into Brita after one and who, Diana, can you stop drawing, please? Thank you so much. So I'm just gonna talk about just some of our mentees so you guys understand where these people are coming from actually. And they were in kind of similar position that you guys are maybe now. And I'm gonna talk about Deepa. So she was one of our mentees and she's already employed, like she got her job at Brita, super nice as a product owner. Now, before she started with us and before she knew how to implement everything in the German job market, she spent 1.5 years just trying to look for a job. Now, after there, in that timeline, she got only 2 interviews her way, and she was already like, hey, if this is not going how I want it to be, so I'm just gonna go back to her home country, which was India. Now, after she spoke with Anna and she decided to just give it one last chance to Germany, after 2.5 months, she was already employed. She had 3 final job offers instead of 1, and she got a salary of almost 100K. And this is possible, guys. So some of our mentees got 80K jobs, like the average is 50K, meaning the market is still really friendly, really still open, and they need your talent right now. So let's get into it. And Anna will explain you the roadmap that most of our mentees just used and the 4 steps that help them succeed, all from unlocking and searching for English speaking jobs to getting interviews, passing those interviews, and having the final offers. And this is based, of course, in the more than 199 plus successful interview processes that we've been into. And Anna, I think you can just take over now. Just go ahead and you can explain over.
Awesome, super. Okay, hi guys. I hope this is useful because you are giving some part of your holiday. So yeah, I will try to make it useful. Like Miruna said, what I'm going to talk about is based on the people that we trained. We've been training people for 2.5 years. We did it official also a few months ago, much more official than before. But basically, we train more than 150 people in Germany. We are based in Berlin, but we help people all over Germany. So we specialize in Germany. If you're outside of Germany, then it's going to be, if you're in Europe, it's going to be the same advice. And yeah, if you are not in Europe, then it's going to be a bit different. Just book a call with us and we can explain you. Okay, I'm going to talk about 4 things because these 4 things basically are the things that are important for you to pay attention to. We are going to start a little bit, we are going to do it kind of like a journey. So basically, we are going to go first about how to find English jobs, but more how to decide what to focus on. Second, we are going to, when you have that decision made, we are going to go to how to do the CV and the LinkedIn, then how to research companies, apply networking, and then we are going to talk about interviews. Basically, we are going to go together through the whole journey that you must be taking by now. And we can start already with the first point. So we are talking about this because, Mirna, if you want, you can go to the next one. We are talking about this because there is one big mistake that everyone is doing. So we open this community that we have at the moment, and around almost 100 people are there. And what I noticed from seeing their CVs, from seeing their doubts, from seeing them in the classes is that one of the biggest mistakes that they are doing is that they have no idea what to apply to. And when I say they have no idea what to apply to, I do mean it. It's like, Anna, I don't know what to apply to, or Olga, I don't know what to apply to. And that's something super important. And Miruna, you can go to the next one. And that's something super important, and that's something that is super normal. So if you're in this position, it's normal if you don't know what to apply to. There are people that I train with 10, 12, 15, 20 years of experience that they also have the same questions because the market is changing, the jobs roles are changing, the job titles are changing. So it's normal if you are in that position. And this happened also with Deepa, like Miruna said, Deepa was holding a chance Carta from India, and she decided to stay in India and look for a job from there. And we were working together. She was a product owner. And what we focused to understand what to apply to, which was crucial, guys, because sometimes if you choose the wrong role to apply to, you just don't get any single result. And what we did is focus on three things. And this is something that you need to ask yourself. You need to ask yourself, like, am I taking in mind, or am I having in mind these three things? And the first one is you need to understand that your experience, the titles that you had, so basically the roles that you had, that is important in the sense of, for a recruiter, if I'm a recruiter and I see your profile, your experience and the role that you have in your experience are really, really important. If you're doing work in sales, but your title is marketing, for a recruiter, that work is going to be called marketing. It's not going to be sales. So you need to choose the roles that you are going to apply to, depending also on the names of the roles where you have experience. And guys, I'm not saying about what you did, I'm saying about the name of the role. It's different from what you did, right? Right? So that's something that we use. The first one is the role name. The second one is your technical stack. And this is something that people don't pay attention to, but if you have 100 CVs in your table and you're a recruiter, you could pay attention to that. You know why? Because you have 100 people that are really, really similar to your profile. And when we recruiters have such a big amount of talent, we try to look also for the specifics. So whenever I have people that have experience in, let's say, business analysis, analysis, I will start looking for specific. I will start looking for people that have also these X technologies. So the technologies that you have play a really big role in the roles that you apply to, or not only the technologies, but the technicalities of it, or the certifications. Those are things that you need to pay attention to. And then also the positioning, in the sense of industry, in the sense of, have you been leading big teams? Are you going to go for management? Are you going to go for lead positions? Are you going to go for executive positions, for junior positions? There are so many people in today's market that choose to apply with 5 years of experience, 6, 7 years of experience. They choose to apply to junior. One is unmute, okay. And they choose to apply to junior positions, guys. And one of the biggest problems in today's market is also that you guys are overqualified, and that's reality. And overqualified or underqualified is reality. You need to stay in the middle. And if you don't hit that sweet spot of what you are supposed to apply to and how the market is seeing you, then we are just going to get rejections. And I have this with my clients a lot. Like, this is the number one topic right now in the community. If you enter tomorrow, you're going to see a lot of questions about what do I apply to? What kind of seniority I apply to? Am I applying, or because I'm asking for a lower salary, am I going to get more acceptance? And it's not true. You need to have all this in mind. You need to take a really nice decision, and this is one of the most important steps that you're going to make basically in the job search. And Miruna, if you go to the next one, we try to break it super easy for you. So basically what we did is that to decide the role that you're going to apply, you need to understand the job title. So you need to decide on a job title. And guys, here, because I have so many people that come to our meetings and they say, Anna, I can apply to everything. I don't have experience, or maybe I have experience, but I don't mind changing. I have this MBA. I can be open to everything. I know sales, marketing, data, product, tech, and guys, I don't recommend you to apply to more than 2 different titles, and those 2 different titles, they have to be related. It cannot be technology and marketing. It cannot be software development and sales. That's not a good strategy. It's just we are going to get rejected. So you need to decide on 2 titles as maximum, or 2 different departments, but really similar departments. Like it can be sales and marketing, it can be product owner and product manager, or project manager, but it cannot be super different. 2 maximum. Then you need to decide industry, and we are not deciding industry to close up for all the other industries. We are deciding industry because the industry that is directly related to what you have been working at is the industry for which you are going to be the most relevant. So you need to go first for that industry. Whenever that industry is out of jobs and you don't find any other job, you leave and you open the doors basically. But until that industry is not out, don't go for everything. It's a really bad strategy to go for everything. Then you need to decide your experience level, guys, because you come to a recruiter. For example, I'm a recruiter and someone comes to me and tells me, and I have X years of experience in my home country. And let's say I have X years of experience in my home country, but I'm here in Germany. I came, I'm open to everything, and I don't have any salary expectations. Guys, for me, that's the #1 red flag. Someone that has a seniority level, someone that is going to take the job serious, someone that, it's serious about what they do. They have a lot of expectations. They have expectations in this is going to be my title, these are going to be my salary expectations. There is a lot of green flags on someone that has expectations. And for a recruiter, it's a green flag that you know the salary that is up to your seniority level. It's good that you know what you want for a recruiter, because we want high quality candidates. So it's good if those candidates have expectations. So decide what kind of positions you are going to apply to. Like, what kind of positions are aligned with your experience level? Are you going to go for management? Are you going to go for lead? Are you going to go for junior? But don't go for junior just because you think you don't have experience. Or don't go for junior just because you think, nobody's going to hire you. Decide it having in mind only your experience. It's not good to involve feelings here. Mainly if we have feelings of rejections or feelings of I've been rejected and nobody wants me. Don't involve that. Just decide depending on the information, objective information about your profile. And then decide on a location. Guys, I see so many people that say, okay, and I have this visa, but I'm open to relocate, even to America. I can go to Australia. I understand, but for the recruiters here, you need to look like you have a motivation to stay in Germany. If not, again, they see that we are not, we don't have a decision made. And it's good if they see someone that has their life clear, like someone that has their expectation clear. And language. Guys, if you don't speak a fluent business conversation in German, there is no point on applying to German roles. And I'm going to save you months of being in German classes to get to B1, B2, because I see so many people that get to B1 or B2, and it's good. I'm not a hater in terms of you learning the language, but for a German role in any of the positions that you are going to be, if you're in management, if you're in sales, if you're in marketing, you will need to have a fluent business conversation. And if you're not able to have that, it's not going to be of use. They will tell you, you know what, we need someone native. And this is reality, guys. I don't want to tell you, don't learn the language. I want to tell you, be strategic. If it's going to take you 3 years to get there, start with getting a job before you get the language. So I'm just trying to save you time here, because I see so many people that they enroll in German classes and then they realize that when you have B2 and you spend money, time, and your visa is about to end, then they realize that the people want business fluent level in German. And honestly, in the coaching, we have a German coach, and we don't work with a German coach if you don't have B2 plus, and if you cannot hold a conversation. So even if you come to our own coaching, we are not going to teach you how to learn German, because it's really, guys, it takes a lot of time. So it's better if you don't know how to have a business fluent conversation, go for English. And please decide all these 5 things really clear. Like write it down in a paper. That's what we do in the community. You enter, and the first thing that you need to do is write these things down in a paper and share the paper with us. It's that important. And same with your salary expectations, with also you need to decide. And all the other requirements, like for example, deal breakers, if you don't want to have a toxic culture, if whatever it is, because there are many people in different circumstances. Have that written down. We can move on. Miruna, maybe you can go to the next one. This is something that we need to have clear. And then, okay, we wanted to, but this is something that is better if you just ask for the resources that we give, because we have a lot of resources. We did want it, or I did want to talk about 3 of the sites that I recommend, because there is LinkedIn, and I would recommend for many people to use LinkedIn. There is Glassdoor, Indeed, Stepstone. There is also one job board that is called OTA. If you Google that, it's really good for English roles. And there is also called Jobware. And it's also good, it's new, so it's made in 2025. And it's something that we also recommend. But anyway, if you come to us and you ask for the list of job boards, we do have a list, and we shared that few weeks ago, so you can just ask for that. And also we have now a list of 50 companies that are hiring English speaking roles, and guys that I personally look for it, so you can also ask for that, because these companies are companies that either our mentees are in interviews with, or companies that are only hiring for English speaking jobs. Okay, Miruna, you can go to the next one. Oh my God, the chat is distracting me so much, guys. I'm reading at the same time that I'm talking. Anyway, okay, so let's say we already took the decision of, we know what we want, we know our salary expectations, we know what country we are going to target, everything, and we are going to start with the CV. Can you go further, Miruna, to the next one? Yeah, super. Okay, guys, I need you to have this mindset of, and this is not only for this job search, this is going to be even more exaggerated as you continue in your career, because I don't know if you noticed, but LinkedIn is growing and growing. Like right now, we are in a point where LinkedIn is just starting, but LinkedIn is going to matter more and more and more, like social media does. And I want you to think from now on, at least for all the job searches that you are going to have, that you don't have only one CV, you have 2. There is your main CV, which is this piece of paper that you're trying to perfect. And then there is your LinkedIn. And if you ignore your LinkedIn, then you're also going to you're going to miss out in so many opportunities. Mainly if you are getting more senior and more senior and more senior, because you don't have to look always for a job in the same way that you look for a job when you are starting in Germany. At some point, LinkedIn should work for you, or your network should work for you. Unless you are obviously starting in a new country, and that's a different case. But if you're in the same country for a couple of years, LinkedIn should work for you guys, and you shouldn't be interviewing at some point. So you have 2 CVs. One is your main one is your digital CV, and these both, they have the same importance. And we shouldn't skip both. And we are going to break it down. So Miruna, can you go to the next one? And this is the pricing of the community. Miruna, thank you for that. Okay, awesome. Okay, before I go into how the CV has to be, guys, I wanted to talk about the ATS. This is the application tracking system, and there are so many people that confuse it with so many things and so many ideas that I just want you to have one in mind. The ATS is not more than basically a software that is getting the information from your CV, every single information, like your skills, your experience, your languages, whatever it is filling that in our software, in the software of the recruiter, is filling it, basically is completing sections for me, and is going to give you a score. This score is the score that you have regarding what I fill the software with. So if I mention the job description and the conditions that I want, it's going to compare it with your profile, and it's going to give you a score. This ATS doesn't eliminate you, it doesn't remove you from all the candidates, it just gives you a score. And if the score is low, obviously you are not going to reach a recruiter attention, because we just look through the first people in the list. Now, I mentioned some points here about what it does, but it's basically same. It's what I just said. Like it ranks the application. It's going to read your CV just like a code. Like it's going to just get the information like test. If you have two columns, for example, there is a probability that it's going to mix your two columns, so that's why we don't recommend two columns. If you have visuals, same, maybe it doesn't read them. If you have tables, it's going to mix the information. And all these tips for ATS is just to make it easy for this software to read your CV and to capture the information in the right place. I hope that was clear. We can go on, Miruna. Okay, we also recommend, but I'm going to go to the next slide. Miruna, can you go one more? Because we do recommend some advice, but I want to show you with the template. This is the template that we give in the coaching, and this is the template that we have been using, and I've been using personally with all the people that we hired. And like I said, like Miruna said, we hire people from 50, 60, 80K until 100, 120, 150, and I'm working also in the executive coaching. So this template is for everyone. It should always be 2 pages. It can include a professional picture. It has a clean format, guys, because you don't need to follow this exact template, but you need to have a simple and clean format. And then in every single bullet points, because this is where we all fail, well, where I see that most people fail is in these bullet points. In all these bullet points, you should remember that you need 3 things. And guys, this is the most, if you get something from this webinar, just get this. In every single bullet point that you have where you explain your experience, the bullet point should be up to 2 lines, not 3, not 4, 2, and much better 1.5. It should contain numbers. And there are a lot of people that tell me, yeah, but I don't have numbers, but there is no way I can quantify. You don't need to be the CEO of a company to get numbers. I'm not talking about more efficiency. I'm not talking about something that you improved. I'm not talking about something you made better. You don't always need to make better stuff. You can just quantify your workload. If you are doing calls, how many calls are you doing? If you are doing messages or if you are sending emails, how many emails are you sending? Those are things that you can quantify your workload. If you are managing people, how many people did you manage? I mean, they need to understand how much workload you can take. So in a bullet point, you need numbers. And then please don't always, so this is a typo. You don't need numbers, technologies, and percentages, okay? This is a typo. It's really a red flag for me as a recruiter that I see a lot of percentages in every single bullet point that you guys have. Sometimes you just have percentages. And I'm going to tell you this because, again, I want you to be honest. And if you are giving me a holiday, then I'm going to be honest with you. It looks a bit fishy. Like the whole thing with a lot of percentages of I improved this and this improved this and this was better by 20%. Guys, it looks fishy. We need to look for more types of numbers, or you can also mention big clients that you had. If you work with someone really big, you need to mention technologies, guys. It's really good if you know the technologies and they see that you use the technologies updated like recently. So always numbers, technologies, and keywords. This is what you should have in one bullet point. Numbers, technologies, and keywords, always. And the bullet point shouldn't be more than 2 lines. But again, numbers is really tricky. We have a whole PDF, honestly, with a lot of different numbers that you can mention. And it's tricky, and I know, and this is where most people fail because they only mention percentages. And then we have other, obviously, sections like education, projects, languages. What I can say here is, guys, languages is the last section that has to come. And it shouldn't be mixed with skills. Skills is a different section. And projects and extra or education, you always need to mention organization and dates. I see a lot of CVs without dates, and I see a lot of CVs where projects are just the name of the project, which can be, I don't know, to-do app for developers. I did this app, but I don't know in which organization you did it, how long ago, and this is really important information. So always when you are mentioning something, either education, project, certification, always include dates, organization, and name. So the recruiter has some context. And this is basically what I have to say in the CV. If you want, we can go to the next one. If you have any doubt about this, guys, write it down and we can always talk about it at the end of the call. There is going to be a Q&A, but I don't want to stop now because we have a lot of information to go through, so let's just get it done. Okay, and this is an example of a real person, which was Dekshka. Maybe I didn't pronounce this correctly, but I'm sorry for that in advance. But I was working with her because she was laid off she was working at Gorillas, guys, and I guess everyone knows that at some point Gorillas shut down in Berlin and everyone was just laid off. And she came to me and she didn't have a job previously. She didn't have a job in corporate. Like she was never in an office. It was always like this kind of warehouses job. She was a supervisor, so that was really good. But still, it was in a warehouse and it was in the floor and not in the office. And the kind of CV that she had was this one, basically. This is a real version, actually. So this was the CV that she had. Like you see, it's a lot of information. It's really, the information is not so relevant. And as soon as we change it to the things that you see in the right hand, and at this point, we didn't even have so much defined the template. Right now it's super defined, but as soon as we change it, this person landed a job in corporate in 2 months and a half. And that was amazing because, that shows a lot what you can do when you basically use another template and when you basically highlight the right information. So in 2 months and a half, we were done. She is now working, and most probably you can see her in the testimonials that I have on LinkedIn. And she has been working and promoted. So this is really important. That's why we talk about it. Just changing the template is a lot. Now we can go to the next one. Yeah, and we also wanted to highlight one of the examples, which was, I also don't know how to pronounce the name of this person. I'm so sorry, guys, but the names are so weird. I wish I could learn how to pronounce the names. One day I will. But basically, he also entered this week. 4 weeks ago, he entered the community, and he now has also 8 interviews. And right now we are focusing a lot of interview prep. Much more, but this is a clear example of how the community is also helping to do that, because most of the people, when they come into the community and we offer you the templates and we offer you all this help and you can change the CV, and I personally also look at the CV and I change it with you, like you will see me in the Google Docs working with you, then we do get interviews. And this is something that honestly I can assure you 100%, because this is my 24 hours job. But the problem that we have when you guys enter the community is all the interviews that you are going to deal with. And that's another problem. When you get interviews, you have other kind of problems. But this is an example we wanted to highlight because this happened also just because we also work on the CV. Anyway, we can move to the next thing, which is, I believe, LinkedIn. Yes. And here I just wanted to change and to challenge a little bit your mindset, because really we talk with a lot of people, and there are a lot of people that think that LinkedIn is not important and I should just update it quickly and then I will just start sending applications. And it's not. LinkedIn is super important. A person will look a lot for your LinkedIn. And I will also show you an example of how a mentee was just hired because he was on LinkedIn. And I don't have one example of this, guys. If you're a working student, you can get a role just by being approached by one of the co-founders or just by approaching co-founders on LinkedIn. And this is something that I do with every single working student that comes to the coaching. We don't even apply. What we do is we always stay in contact with the founders and they get internships. I'm right now helping one student, Harsh, to basically close one contract that we got just by talking to the founder. And from one Monday, let's say, he was in contact with the founder and we wrote why we applied to the job. And then 2 weeks after, he was hired, and right now we are discussing the terms of the contract. And I have so many examples with this, and that's why we always put attention on LinkedIn, because honestly, it's life-changing. And I'm not saying this because we have a brand there and I personally do like LinkedIn, but I'm saying this because it's going to make your life much easier. And for example, us, before we started the business, guys, we didn't have any problem of getting a job just because people who approach us, or just because if we approach someone, we do have an authority just because of the work we put on LinkedIn. So right now, if we want to get a job, I can tell you, I don't even need to apply just because of the work we put on LinkedIn. I just need to message some people. That's it. And this is not, you have a networking or you are German. I'm not German. I don't have a super huge, obviously we do have a huge network on Germany, but it's not life-changing. But it's just the authority and the power that you have in social media, and this is social media. So I do recommend you that you put a bit of effort, because right now the amount of people posting on LinkedIn is, I guess you read it as well, is like 1% of the people. So it's really easy for you to get authority in such a social media, basically. And one of the advices that we give is basically, obviously, use a professional picture. Guys, if you have the picture from Instagram, or a picture where you are drinking, or you have sunglasses, or you, I don't know, you have a selfie, guys, that's not the picture that you should put on LinkedIn. Just get a professional picture. Do this with a photographer if you can. Invest that money. That money will come back. Second, have a clear headline. Tell people what you are, what is your niche, and niche down. Don't go for finance and marketing and sales and all the things together. Three, also write or leave there your portfolio, your CV, your links. Please put them there. I mean, use it like a, I don't know if you guys know what a landing page is, but a landing page is something where you attract clients, and your LinkedIn basically, it should be like a page that attracts recruiters. So mention there everything that is interesting for them. Portfolio is really interesting. GitHub is really interesting. Projects, really interesting. A photo of you looking successful in your company, or because you want something, that's interesting for your next employer. And then fourth, I saw this a lot, that a lot of people, they don't have an about section. Guys, sometimes when I go to someone's LinkedIn, what I'm looking for, the main thing is the about section and then the experience. That's it. About section and experience. Those are two things that should be there. And if they are not completed, I would really recommend you that you complete them as soon as possible. 6, relevant skills. You need to have in mind that recruiters, we don't use the same LinkedIn that you use. Recruiters use LinkedIn Recruiter. And if you watch on Google some videos of how that works or looks, it looks really similar. But what we do is that we look for people with skills. So if I want someone from data analysis, I could look for, I don't know, Tableau or Power BI or whatever it is. And then I could also look that they have German or English, and I could look for all these keywords. You do need to have the skills, guys, and the skills should be updated to your profile. And another thing that people forget a lot is the languages section. If you don't have a language section, even if you speak A1 German, you should mention German in your LinkedIn, on your LinkedIn, basically, because the keyword that I can use to search is basically German. And if you don't have it, you are not going to appear. And sometimes LinkedIn also tells you how many searches you are appearing in on. Basically, that's also giving you an idea of how well you are doing the LinkedIn optimization. And then recommendations, I would say try to get used to ask for recommendations. And I know, guys, I know this is uncomfortable, and sometimes it's like, oh, Anna, but I need to get out of my comfort zone. Well, that's why we are here. I also didn't like to put LinkedIn together. I'm also a private person, even if it doesn't look like. I also like my privacy. I'm also not a fan of putting everything on LinkedIn, but if this is going to get me a job, and if just putting a bit of effort or learning how to do it is going to get me a job and is going to make my career better, then I'm happy to do it and to learn about it. So I would say recommendations is something that I also had to learn in my career, that it was really important that I asked the people that I work with what they think about me, and that they could write me a recommendation. And I just, not only for this job search, guys, I would recommend you that you get recommendations and you do it a habit. Posting on LinkedIn at least once or twice, or let's say 3 times in the year, it's a really good habit. And getting recommendations from the people or the work that you do is really good habit. Those two things, I would say I will do it all my career. and we can move on as well. I just wanted to give you basically a whole overview. And then these are some things that improving your LinkedIn does. But again, I saw people getting jobs from doing this. I think that's the biggest metric that you should have in mind. But if you don't believe me on that, then just so you know, there is a higher messaging response rate and it's improving by 7 times. This can be told also by business people, guys. Business people use a lot LinkedIn, and it's because it's really, really powerful. And then you also have much more inbound messages. And inbound messages means as a recruiter, I message you to ask you if you want to work with me. And again, the more you are on LinkedIn and obviously the more experience you have, your job search should be only out of inbound messages. I know some people really, they don't need to write an application because they are just needed by the market and they are just known. And this could be you. There is nothing different between you and them. I hope that was clear. We are going to continue because if not, I'm going to run out of time. But basically, there is also research, apply, and networking. And here I'm just going to go into a couple of stuff. So Miruna, we can go to the next one. Okay, here I think we talk about all this, but I wanted to give some quick tips. The first one is before you start applying right away, again, please decide on a fixed amount of roles that you want to be considered for. And I said 2, maximum 3, but guys, don't go more than that. Like you cannot be focusing on 5 departments. Then choose the main industries. Understand also that there is a difference between startups, small, medium businesses, and big enterprises or corporations. And depending on what are you applying to, they will want you or not. And there is a really different way from applying to a startup to applying to a big corporation. And there are really different ways to approach these two. And you need to understand what you are going to be applying to. So you need to understand the process that you are going to take. And this depends on what kind of company are you applying to. And then be clear on location and also on the kind of work you want. So remote, hybrid, all these things. And then please save 10 job listings. This is also a check-in for your CV. If you save 10 jobs and they are not matching your CV, this is the last check-in, guys. Whenever you give me a CV, I don't only go for the content, but I also ask you for jobs because it's really important for me to understand what you clearly want to apply to and what are the keywords that are in those roles. So please also compare at least 10 roles that you want to apply to what you just created, and then have deal breakers. God, there is guys, there is nothing more cool for someone to see than seeing that someone has standards and that they know what they want. People want to work with people that know what they want, and having deal breakers and having also salary expectations and having your boundaries clear. There are so many employers that are going to be attracted by that. Anyway, we can move further. Okay, we wanted to include this. We include a lot of different templates, and by the way, guys, we also have a template with all the outreach messages. But there is something that we also recommend that is, and this is more related to networking or also to interviews and also to even after applying, which is always try to network with the people that you are interviewing with the people that you are networking with, and even after the application. So we did mention one of the templates here, but the most important thing that you should have in mind is, guys, there is I could say, a AI, artificial intelligence war between we recruiters. We use a lot of AI, but you guys, candidates, you also use a lot of AI. And there are many more and more and more companies that are writing in the terms and conditions. And I talk a lot about this because if you read the terms and conditions of an application, which is really a geek thing to do, but I still read them because anyway, this is my job, right? And what they say in the terms and conditions is you are giving more and more permission for them to use AI. And that is good and that is bad for you. It's good because they can obviously select and prioritize candidates and blah, blah, blah. And it's bad for you because they have a lot of AI detention. So that means that every single question that you ask, in the pre-qualification questions, for example, or every single thing that you put in your CV that is AI made, like AI written, then they are going to just get it unqualified sometimes. So if they have detectors, they will, the detector is going to give you a percentage of AI that the software thinks that you are using, and then you are going to be unqualified by that. And this is something that I would say, guys, be really, really aware of, because I see in a lot of reaching out messages, in a lot of CVs, in a lot of anything, in a lot of anything, pre-qualification questions, everyone is using AI. And for you, it may not look like, but for me as a recruiter, I see the same messaging and the same answer to the same question one time again. And there is someone that is unmute.
Nej, Anna, nu delikuwa.
Guys, we are going to have questions at the end. So it's better that instead of unmuting yourself, please just take the question to the end, because I'm going to finish in a couple of minutes and you can ask your question. It's much better, because if not, we are going to stay here until tomorrow. So yeah, I was going to say, please be aware, really aware of AI and that how they are using it, and be aware that there are so many applications where they mention clearly in the terms and conditions, in the job description, if you do copy paste mass applications, we are going to do copy paste mass rejections, and there are no hard feelings there. If you are using AI and if you send me a reach out message with AI, I'm just going to ignore you. And I'm not saying guys spend a lot of time in writing messages, because I understand that you have a limited time, but I'm saying if you are going to use a template, don't just give the content to ChatGPT, make the template yourself and make it not from your heart, but like a human and make it look really human. And then use that template for messaging. Don't tell ChatGPT what you want to say and then copy paste what ChatGPT says, because every single message that I have, guys, it looks the same. And even for us, that people write to us for help, every single message that you that you send and that we have on LinkedIn, it just looks the same. It's always the same template even for us for help for CV. And we receive 80 messages and they are all the same. I really, one day I'm going to show you. If you go to the community, I will use that example in one of the calls. Anyway, we can go to the next one because I'm running out of time a lot. Okay, we can skip this. This is networking. We can get into it. This is something that I wanted to talk about. Miruna, if you can go to the last one. Guys, this was one of the cases I was talking about, that I was dealing with Harsh, a working student, and this was really weeks ago. And we just wrote Mark. Mark was the co-founder of a company. And then just after writing to him, he was like, can you please email me your motivation and your CV to this email? After that, we are now dealing with contracts. So I could always recommend that you guys reach out to people. If it's not working and you are not receiving replies and you say, and I'm reaching out to everyone, no one is replying, no one is connecting with me, look at your LinkedIn, because there is going to be something that you're doing wrong there. Or look at your messaging, because there is something wrong you are doing there. And maybe can we go to the interview prep, and I will do it super quick and I will shut up. Okay, I just want to give you an interview prep. I just want to give you an idea of what you need to expect. And this is something that I'm doing also for the people that are outside and the people starting. Guys, you need to expect that you have at least 3, 4, 5 interviews. And right now, because AI as well, the interview process is changing for us recruiters. And we require either more interviews so that you meet more people in the team so they have also an opinion about you, or we require that you come to the office. And those are two things that are not new, but after COVID, they changed and people were not so much required to go to the office. And now they are starting to be implemented again, just because AI is advancing. And again, candidates are also using a lot of AI to an extreme point. So we are also changing the recruitment process. But what you can expect is, first of all, a call or just an email. And this is a recruitment call and a screening call. Obviously, one thing that I'm hearing a lot of recruiters, and I also had the same problem, is that we complain a lot about how candidates don't look at the company or they don't research the company when we have such a call. And this is something that I recommend you 100% in today's market because you have so much competition. Guys, research the company you are interviewing for. This is minimum and this is basics. You need to know what they are about and you need to have a clear motivation what you want to work with them. So this also you need to show it in the screening call. Then HR interview, obviously you will have a hiring manager interview. Guys, there is a difference between human resources and hiring manager interview. Human resources is recruitment, but HR interview is just your next manager interviewing you. And this is a technical round. And then there is obviously a live or an online assessment. But from my point of view, guys, we have 20 people in the one-on-one coaching and 90 in the community. For the 20 that I coach really in a personal side, these live assessments, they are starting to be also in the office because there are so many people again using AI. So I think this part also is going to require more and more preparation. And then the final round, which honestly, I have it 80% of the cases right now is not online, it's on site. And that's for also my students. So this is what you can expect. This can take 4 to 6 weeks. And that's why we always say that you need to stay in the coaching at least 1 to 3 months, not because you are not going to get results and it's super huge process and the market is super bad, but just because if they are going to take 5 interviews from your side, this will take obviously 4 to 6 weeks. And this is, I think, the only thing that I wanted to tell about this. Can you go to the next one, Miruna? I think we can skip this one for this for this time. Can you go to the next one? And to the next one. Yeah, I think we are going to skip all this because guys, I will stay here until tomorrow and we can do this in the next in our next webinar. But this is also, we were going to talk about STAR method. I think if I give you that today, I will just make you sleep. So we are going to talk about that. Maybe we can focus more on interviews when it comes to the next webinar, but maybe now my colleague Olga will jump in to tell you what we do in the community. And obviously we deal with all these different phases that you just saw, but she can tell you more about it. Olga, the stage.
Thank you so much, Anna, and thank you so much for being here on this Friday, like you made it. And we are going to talk about what is actually inside of Jobsys Academy. I think Carolina was asking about it on the chat. So maybe we can go ahead and go to the next slide. We are going to see, Miruna, the next slide, please. Okay, we are going to have live call feedbacks with Miruna, Anna, and myself. I'm gonna prepare you on interview preparation. Anna will get you your CV, she will revamp it. She will also do the job search calls, which is really helpful because you get the opportunity to see what is happening in your job search and what can we improve. Do we have to pivot? Then we have 7 hours of video training where you get all the templates, you get all the steps for LinkedIn optimization, CV, cover letter, and then job strategy, as well as interview prep and technical interview preps. You get proven templates and resources, and also to the community access. It is really important for us to get into the community environment just because you have to see people succeeding and you have to see people struggling as well. So you have the two opinions on the side and you can decide. If we can go to the next slide. Yes, so live mentoring calls, you will have them with Miruna and I myself. You have LinkedIn sessions, you have cover letter and CV, interview preparation, community hangouts. Basically, we will see each other every day, 6 calls a week. So we want you to be really accountable. We want you to be really serious. If you are working with us, we are gonna get the job in 90 days, but we have to keep showing up every day. We have to keep showing up every week. And if we go further into the presentation, I think Miruna is playing with me. Okay, perfect. You get a supportive community and guidance from 90 people already, and we are sharing resources. Again, people are motivating. We understand that sometimes if you get bad feedback, you will get stuck. But if you see someone that is winning, that's a reminder that things are moving and things are happening, and interviews and people are getting job offers. So we need that more going on when we are at the bottom or when something bad happens. So the academy is super important. We have tips, we have company list, we are gonna be there every day, and we are going to be on your toes. And just as a wrap up, this is how the course looks like. It's really short as well because we don't want to bore you with videos. We need you to be really actionate and to be really intentional. So it's 4 to 12 minutes, the longest video, and you will have all about it here. And we have about 7 modules, 6 modules where we touch everything. And if we go into the last one, we have proven templates and resources. Not only what we give away on LinkedIn and what Anna is giving away every week, but on top of that, we have ATS-friendly CV templates, and this is the original, and we will also review it because even if you have the template, if we don't have the keywords, if we don't have the bullet points right, we are not gonna pass and get interviews. We have email and LinkedIn outreach templates, interview preparation databases, and we've been training over 200 people already. So we have a lot of knowledge, as well as cover letter and job sourcing template. And then proof on why JobSys is working. We have over 80 people on the community. We are 90 people are getting interviews. We are so happy. You will also see more and more testimonials coming up and a revamp on the website, which I'm working on. And you will see all of these recharge. And on top of that, more that's coming from September. And we are really looking forward if you decide to work together, if you decide to join us. Tomorrow we are going to have a call with myself. I will onboard you personally, and we can start from tomorrow to work on your materials and get that job before finishing 2026. That's the best Christmas present that someone can give to you. So that's it. And all this support was, of course, for 2,500 euros. And we have people on the one-on-one paying this, but we decided to make it as affordable as possible. And this is 84 euros per month. It is subscription based. You can cancel anytime and no contract ties. If you are happy, if we have to get that job, and that's what matters. The goal is to land your high-paying job, English speaking, in Germany before 2026. And I hope you are as excited as me. And yeah, join us inside. I think we are going to share the link on the chat below. And this is really beautiful faces that you will see inside, and of course our faces. And we are more than willing to give you an onboarding on everything that's happening inside. Okay.
Should I complete it with Q&A? Thank you, Olga. Thanks a lot. Guys,
Thank
I'm
you.
at like 5, 10 questions maybe. Maybe one of the main important that I see, there is a really good question from Karim, for example, who is asking, what about the CV that is created by LinkedIn for Easy Apply job? Is designed to be ATS friendly, isn't it? Guys, you got the first hater for LinkedIn CV is just not good. LinkedIn is not is just giving you a template of basically the information that you have on LinkedIn. I couldn't use that. There are a couple of also applications that I'm not a fan of. I'm not saying this because, to make it your life more impossible. It's just there are so many applications also that are ready for the USA market, that are ready for the UK market, and that are not specified to Europe. So I couldn't use LinkedIn CV. I couldn't use, for example, Europass CV as well. And there are so many applications that maybe you can just come and ask what you are using, and we can tell you also a little bit of, if that's good or not. But yeah, just look what they are specifying, like what market are they specified for, because sometimes you are using an application that is for USA and that's not up for Europe. And okay, Karim is asking again, what is the specific issue for companies with receiving AI-generated CVs or cover letters, especially if they are well structured through revise and preferably tailored to the job requirements? Well, the issue is, first of all, I have a lot of friends, and not only friends, guys, because I used to be in corporate, right? I used to be a manager and I used to hire myself as well. We had a lot of problems with CVs that were the same, and then people that were stating things in the CV that were not true, and that they mention, let's say that they did it with ChatGPT and then they forgot to read it, and they state stuff that were not up to it. And if you are a company and someone is coming with that kind of information, most probably we can even mention your name in a blacklist and you are not able to get an interview again with us. And that's how companies also behave when it comes to AI, because there is an exaggeration of, if you're doing this yourself and you are just using AI for grammar, for doing it grammarly correct, or to improve the structure, the syntaxes, fine, good, it's good. If you are doing this and just when you want to optimize your CV for a specific application, you are just uploading your CV in ChatGPT, you are uploading the job application, and you are saying, telling ChatGPT to do whatever it needs to do to make it ATS friendly, you are dealing with a software that doesn't know ATS, that is taking generic information from everywhere, and that is working on it in your CV. And sometimes, guys, it's just making up more information than what you gave to it. So just read your CV. Many times the information is not accurate. Many times we recruiters have qualified candidates that are not really qualified, because when we call them to an interview, they don't know what we are talking about. So that's the problem, that is taking to is going to a place where we are seeing really weird stuff. How detailed should I be with the description of what I did in each position? I heard that having more than 3 bullet points might come out as unnecessary for recruitment. Not really truth. Is if your bullet points are not relevant, yes, it's too much. If your bullet points are relevant, for example, for the recent experience, you should have 5, 6, and it should be completely fine. Okay, Erika is saying, I want to get an English sales job in Germany. What kind of support can I expect to get in the academy? Okay, Erika, I think Olga answered your question, but I'm going to give you an example. I have this guy, Abhishek. He's from Cologne. He wanted a sales English speaking job, and he ended up in the company where I started as well. And the only thing that we did was the same kind of support that you will get. We are going to make your CV better. This is the first step for everyone that is coming into the community. Guys, your CV sometimes is a mess, and that's why it's not converting. If you're not getting interviews, the CV is the answer, and there is something wrong with the CV. Even if I come across so many people that were with other career coaches, that were in boot camps where there was a career coach, that were, I don't know, that you guys try so many things, but the truth is, when you come to the coaching, I get always the same expression, and is, wow, I didn't know that this is like this. And we are going to remove so many rules and so many things that maybe you are doing, and we are going to change a lot your mindset as well. So that's the first thing. We are going to get a new CV and a new cover letter. We are going to make some new rules about how you apply, how you change your CV for each role, how do you network with people, how do you go about LinkedIn. These are all things that we need to care about before you start applying. And when you start applying, we are going to also talk about what kind of roles are you going to apply, and how are you going to apply to them, and what are you going to do when you get interviews. So all these things are things that we do and we support with. And I personally support a lot with the CV, because, guys, this is the deal breaker for so many, not the deal breaker for so many people. Okay, I think I'm going to go for like 2 or 3 more, and I'm going to shut up. I see Miruna really serious, so I'm just going to do it. Okay. There is a person that I don't know how to pronounce your name, and I'm so sorry. Ahinkia, maybe. Is there any scope for banking, sales, or credit roles in Germany for non-German speaking candidates? In English speaking candidates. Okay, I guess you speak English and you want non-German speaking jobs, so English speaking jobs. Yes, and I'm working with a lot of people right now. I don't know why, because there are sometimes that there are a lot of data analysis coming into the community, but right now in this season, there are a lot of accounting, auditing, and finance people coming into the community, and I'm dealing with a lot of auditing technical interviews and finance technical interviews. So yes, there are a lot of banking also jobs and credit related jobs and finance related jobs in English. But obviously the big companies, I'm not going to lie to you, the big companies, if you go to management, for example, they are going to work in German. And those are not only the finance companies, there are a lot of other big companies when you go to management or to a seniority level, they work in German. But they are still companies in English. Okay, Harsh. Exactly, I'm lacking in CV is where I'm lacking in the CV. This is okay. If you guys want to know what you are lacking in the CV, book a call with us because you don't have to. There is no call with a commitment of if you jump on a call with me, I'm going to sell you the community. If you don't need the community, fine. We are going to have a conversation. We are not crazy. We are just human beings like you, and we are job seekers. So the worst thing that can happen if you jump on a call with us is that you will get value and you will get a new thing to do and you will get an honest opinion. So if you have doubts on the CV, like if you like I see so many people talking about the CV and double checking and blah blah blah. Guys, just come into a call and I'm going to be really honest and I will also tell you why I say the things that I say because I will not give you advice that I don't have a logical explanation for. So just jump on a call with us and we can do that. And I think I'm going to leave it here and I'm going to leave you for the day because I think it's been a while. And for whoever has question and whoever wants to just have a conversation again, you guys can just go to a call. Someone is telling me, can you please answer? What did you ask? Now I'm going to read it to everyone. Hello, I have optimized the CV to my best. I have optimized my LinkedIn to my best and took premium. Okay, so after joining the community, if you feel my CV and LinkedIn is good, can we directly step into interview prep and other steps directly? Good question. Um, yes, but the problem with this is that most of the times we will have to review it. So if I review it and I think it's fine, fine. If I review it and you think the advice that I'm giving you, you are not going to put it in place, it's also fine, but I will give you my honest opinion. But we will go through a CV review for sure. I hope that is clear and answered your question. And I'm going to leave it here. Okay, awesome. Okay, guys,
Perfect. Thank you so much, Anna.
thanks a lot for the time as well.
Guys, enjoy the evening. And of course, get in touch as well. I think you all have the LinkedIn of the three of us. If you want a call, just let us know as well. I think I will be sending the recording. I will be sending the document with the post of the LinkedIn where we share the job boards. We recently shared companies that are hiring internationals only, and these are checked personally by us. And I think you said like most of our mentees are also interviewing with them. So feel free to have those resources, always helpful. We will be sharing more resources. And if you want to get in the community, then you can just go ahead. I think Olga posted already the link, and that could be it. All right, guys, I think we will leave it here. And for some of you who we've already talked for months, then really happy to see you. And we do hope that you are doing good. If not, and if you want to catch up for sure, let us know. Okay, I will stop sharing.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the time, guys. Happy holiday. See you. Bye bye.